everyone knows, we don't know what we're doing.
We don't.
So, hi, everyone.
Hi, everybody. We shared a lot of text messages of how to go Instagram Live.
Yeah.
Hey, Lachlan, do you want to come say hi to everybody?
Oh, we have a guest.
Yes, he might come back. Liam most likely, but let me shut the door in case my 7-year-old yells from the bathroom. Just a minute. There he is.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay, so you couldn't watch the episode, could you? Because it hasn't aired yet.
I couldn't. I didn't have it. I should have texted you to see it. I saw lots of pictures of it, and I love all the screen captures and our faces.
Oh,
Fiona! We looked at each other. Hello, ladies. Hello. Oh yeah, we have to chat with everybody.
We don't have to chat with anybody. I mean, we can chat with people. We can chat with each other.
I'm always looking for the rule that I need to follow, Kristen.
I love rules too, Erica.
Give me parameters. I feel more comfortable.
Okay, so what do we want to talk about? Tell me, because this character was really fascinating.
It was.
And I think that listen, neither of us have seen the episode, so we don't know how it's cut together or anything like that.
No.
But her intensity around, like, maintaining a relationship wherein this man clearly didn't want to be with her.
Yes.
Was a lot. No?
Yeah. You know what? I did. I found that I was talking to somebody about this earlier today. In this show we use a very extreme example, but there are so many people that look back on relationships and go, I wanted to be in that space so bad. I wanted that picture to be my life. I had decided that this is what success means.
Yeah.
And I put up with so much stuff, or I believe the most ridiculous lies or whatever. I was almost delusional. Why? Because I wanted my life to look like this thing.
Yeah.
And I think for this character, somewhere along the way, she painted a picture for herself as a little girl. I don't know if she was brought up to think that everything needed to be perfect, or that she had to have the perfect house or the perfect this or that.
That she needed everything had to be perfect.
Yes. Everything had it, and that was quite fun. Because it also, whenever you're playing a character, I don't know about you, but I start to see certain little things in my life that I either do or don't do like them.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, okay, I have a version of this level of OCD when I'm stressed out. I've caught myself staring at the stove going, is it off? It's off. I'm sure it's off. It's off. Walk away, Arca. It's off. And I can always tell that it's like, what's going on in my life right now? Oh, I'm trying to control something. So you just take that, and that's what this woman was, only it was kind of on steroids, and it was very dramatic, and she was clinging to this person that had to love her.
Yes.
And it was actually quite sad.
So sad. I felt, I felt that intensity in relationships that just where it isn't working. And I just want someone to love me so badly. It's such a scary place to be in.
Kind of go, you'll tell yourself all sorts of lies. You'll be like, well, that's just the way it is right now. That's how it is for everybody. This feeling of being in this space, whatever it is, whether it's like, oh, he has to work all the time, or, love just looks like this. And you start to tell yourself all of these things. And then at some point, you kind of will wake up and go, well, if it's like this, it certainly isn't making either of us happy. So why are we doing it?
Yeah.
But she didn't really wake up to that.
No.
Right?
All of it, she didn't wake up.
No. And I still wonder, even at the end, where I was at when I was walking away and they were taking me away, at the end of it. And I'm just thinking, I don't know if I really fully decided whether she thought, well, if I just tried more, maybe he would love me. Or where did I miss the fact that he's doing all these major things that are of betrayal? But I don't judge her, because in my own way, in my own life, in similar way, it's not as extreme.
No, exactly.
But I've done the same thing in order to kind of keep the narrative of this is the way I want my life to be.
Yeah. And I guess that's the thing that, art or television or anything, storytelling helps us do. It takes something kind of to an extreme far enough that you can have enough distance, but you can see parallel. You can see where your own life resides, which is what about shows like Smallville too. Which, by the way, did you know that it's the anniversary of, the 23rd anniversary of the first episode airing today?
No way! I love how people keep me informed.
Yeah. Well, kept me informed. So
yeah,
I was
something
from this book because, well, listen, this is my book reading hour apparently, and
so I decided to sit in front of my books, and then I might get ideas.
I didn't sit in front of my library.
Well, it was either I have such a small space, so I didn't want to sit pointing at my bed. I thought better to just like have a little background.
That's nice. It looks nice. Okay, from and how do I say her name? I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, she's very famous, as we know. But it's in a series of essays called "In Favor of the Sensitive Man" and other essays.
Ooh.
And this little excerpt, and I thought it was related to a degree, and we could talk about it a little bit.
Sure.
But it's called "On Truth and Reality." She's talking a little bit about art and about truth in art. But there's this thing. Someone asked me the other day, "Are we ever going to reach therapy?" I answered, not until we cease to be in trouble for a lack of a center. Dr. Rank talked about this and mentioned that guilt accompanies every act of will, creative will, or the assertion of our personal will. He knew the extent of our guilt. The artist knows it. It was true. Very often in the history of artists' lives, they often expressed the need to justify their work, to justify their concentration and even their obsession with it. Now, in the woman, this problem is far deeper, because the guilt which afflicts woman is deeper than man's. Man is expected to achieve. He is expected to become the finest doctor, the finest lawyer, the finest teacher, etc. Whatever he does is expected of him by society, and he is delivered of guilt when he produces. But woman was trained to give first place to her personal commitments, home and children and husband or family. She was encumbered with duties which absorbed all her energies, and the very concept of love was united to the concept of care and nurturing, whether physical or symbolic. When she reduced the hours of devotion and gave her energies to other interests, she felt a double guilt. She was made aware that she was a failing in her personal responsibilities, and her other achievements were severely undervalued by the culture. So the guilt is much deeper in woman and becomes, in many cases, the roots of her neurosis or even pathology.
What?
Interesting, no?
Oh, yeah. I had a lot of reactions to that. Inside.
Yeah. I mean, so listen, she wrote this in what? Is this the, so 70s. Look,
wow.
So different time we're talking about, and obviously changed. But I still think this is relevant, and for a character like Emma, who couldn't have kids and wanted to have kids, but succeeded in other ways, it's like she's never been able to feel whole.
Yeah. It's again, it comes back to what she's taken or what she's been told by society, that this is what makes you successful as a woman, to create this home, to have children, to be everything for everyone. And that even that whole adage, which was that was a particular concept for, I remember where I grew up as well, is that your job as the woman to make the husband love you. And if he doesn't love you, it's something innately wrong that you have not brought to the table.
Yeah.
And so I pulled from that as well in playing this, that it couldn't possibly be because of choices he's made. It's something that is lacking within me. I've tried to do all the things that I'm meant to do. And it was interesting because, feeding into the idea of not being able to be a mother, like there was, 15 years I couldn't do that. And I went back and I did IVF a bunch of times. And that feeling of, no, this is what I taught I was supposed to do. I'm broken essentially as a woman. I don't function properly. And I went through a whole space personally with that as well. But again, it's making everything your fault as a woman, but you can't do anything about some of the things that have gone wrong. They're either in the control of the person that's with you, your partner, or just a functionality of for whatever reason she didn't have children.
Right.
So then who is she? And I think the more disappointed and desperate she became, you saw it come out and be manifested in the need to control and the need to reflect more and more perfection, and and that's a whole other thing. But often when we fall into this idea of fixing the outer self and keeping that perfect, it's because there's something deeply within us that we have to look at and work on.
Yes. Okay, if you're asking me what book it is, it's this one. in favor.
It's hard, Kristen, because it's in a mirror. It's like a mirror image. I don't know how you flip it.
The millennial thing that I'm Gen X, that we don't know how to put the screen so that it goes the other way. But I will tell you the name of it.
And everybody listen.
Of The Sensitive Man and Other Essay. Okay. Let's see. Do we have any? I don't understand how this works. So, okay, wait. Does anyone want to ask us some questions? We're just going to look at this scrolly feed, and if we feel like
the scrolly feed. Hey, so Jana sent me a question.
Oh, okay, go.
So she said it was really interesting because somebody commented on Erica did such a good job playing the villain. And Jenna goes, why do we see women that maybe have?
Yeah.
Is it because she has wealth? Is she a villain because she's very obviously showing that her picture is complete with material things? Is she the villain because she went and tried to shoot her husband, which is very obvious and shallow? Like that's an obvious thing. But she goes, I didn't see her as the villain. So why do we see her that way? And I was like, I don't know. Maybe we have judgments about that.
I didn't see her as the villain at all. I mean, wasn't he the villain in this story? If there was a villain, I mean, didn't he and his girlfriend end up killing the guy? Yeah. Like, aren't they the villains?
So I don't know. I think it's because I didn't play. I'm wondering if people want to see me in a position where I don't do the perfect thing. Like, it's not the perfect choice to be vengeful, to try to shoot someone, to live in a state of anger or bitterness or something like that. They want her to like rise above it or make the better character choice, to show that, hey, you're tougher than that. But maybe it's weak. I'm not sure. So I was asked that, and I do think that people tend to judge very harshly. I happen to live in an area that's or close, adjacent to an area that is very like the rich people.
Yes.
And even I have a bit of a chip on my shoulder being from Alberta. I've got a thing like, well, I'm like, well, whatever they're seeking is just not valuable or whatever. Like I had that process, that thing that goes through my head. And I can tell I'm judgy about it because it's not a conscious thing necessarily. It's I meet them and I go, oh, I didn't think they'd be nice.
Yes. Yeah. Right.
Right. Because I'm like, you have the house, you have this, you have all of these other things, and you forget to see their humanity.
Right.
And you start to see, oh, they only care about this thing, and then you don't have the same level of compassion for what it would still be like to try to keep everything together, or to have a husband that betrays you, or whatever.
Yeah, like I guess she's complicated in that.
I said that, when I was doing that meal, that dinner with you guys, we were at the meal.
Yes,
I felt super judged by the characters of the girls in that town.
Right, they were a little judgy. Yeah, but
no.
It was not the richness, it's her disconnect.
Do you think so? Because I thought it was because she was like, kind of rich. And so then they were like, we don't like you.
Did you mean characters within the scene itself?
Yes, like the characters, not obviously the actresses. We had a great time.
No.
But I could feel the energy of the way the scene was constructed was to kind of like put her on this outside of this group that it's like almost like condescending in a way. Like this girl doesn't know that what she's seeking is the wrong thing. And if she was seeking the right thing.
Yeah, I totally saw it as like her disconnection, like her focus on like her, and I guess this is what happens when you have a certain amount of wealth.
True.
Right? Like unless you work really hard to have a sense of, I don't even think, even if you work hard, I don't know if you can ever maintain a like connection with what it's like to not have money, but focused on things that weren't, because she was trying to keep up this facade, she would about the things that felt like her vacations and the whatever, like the deflection away from kind of being just present with people. And that's what I felt the judgments were around.
But it was weird. Like I actually felt myself feeling like, quit judging me. And so because you're judging me, I'm going to put you down in your little business or your stupid little theater. Like I was really starting to feel like a little bit annoyed.
Yeah, good. That's good.
Which is the whole point, I suppose. Pardon?
It's fun. That's what's fun about acting is like,
I know, that's true.
In it, and it just like becomes something I did notice people are like, "What? Like these are major spoilers." I'm like, "Oh yes, sorry,
Sorry.
we have higher episode."
Well, they watched it yesterday, right?
Well,
or is it partially supposed to be for today's too?
Airing tonight.
Well, okay, it's not a spoiler that I ate dinner with your character.
No, but we did spoil other things too. Please.
True. Well, come on. Our audiences are very savvy now.
Oh, wait, what
happened?
What did you like about the role, Erica?
What did I like about the role?
Yeah, just asked. I think Olivia asked. The scroll happened so fast. I don't know what to do with it.
It was finding the balance between this person that had like tried to be perfect, and then how everything's kind of bubbling up. Like she doesn't want to face the truth, but things are starting to happen. So finding a way to navigate that and map that out. Like at what point is she gonna like face the reality of what's going on in her life? How, whether it's the husband that doesn't love her anymore, or that her life isn't perfect. And so to try to find out little moments where that emotional kind of outlet is.
Did you feel like that ever happened, that she was able to, was there a moment when you were doing the episode where you felt like Emma was just present in herself? Like not doing all of these things to cover up? Was there like
I would say as it came along, as the episode continued, I'm trying not to do any spoilers, and there was you were there for it. It was a very, very tricky scene, actually, because it was all over. Like it really went through a lot of different stuff that she learned about in the same scene. But I feel like there was a point when the litany of things that had happened, she was just hit with too many truths at once. This happened, and this happened, and this happened, and it just kind of clicked within her that it was, oh, okay, yeah, my life isn't what I think it is, and this person has done this, and then it's just a hair's breadth, and then I think she deflects off and kind of goes off into another emotional place, but there was definitely that kind of sit down, come to Jesus moment when everything is revealed to her.
Right. Yes, I remember. Yeah, and it's so hard. You've deflected your whole life.
Mm-hmm.
Truth comes crashing in, and you have this like choice point. Do you face all of it, or do you just run in another direction? It's just so much.
Yeah, you know what? The other thing that I think is coming up with this, and they manifest. There were enough pictures out that you see that she's obviously gets a little angry. So also running parallel in life for a lot of people, a lot of women particularly, is we spend a lot of years never ever expressing any kind of anger. Yes. Or allowing ourselves, we see stuff, but we'll deflect, or we'll forgive, or we'll like say, oh, it's our fault, or we'll be like, it's not even worth getting angry about. And the idea of being allowed to be angry, that anger in itself is it's just an emotion, but it also has a service to it. It allows you to have boundaries. It allows you to say enough is enough. I don't want to experience this anymore. It has a positive side as well. And I remember being taught that it was not necessarily, or at least the way I absorbed it for sure. I never really became comfortable with fear or with anger.
Yeah. No.
It always went to sadness.
Yes, me too.
Deep emotion went right to sadness. It was like anger. Immediately my brain went, if I'm angry, they win and I become like them. Or what's the point?
Oh, geez. Yeah.
What's the point of my anger? Because my anger is not going to make it so that they didn't do that thing.
Right.
So
but anger
just kind of pushed down.
And for women especially, that's just not the emotion we're taught that we're allowed to use or feel. No. But I think you're right, though. Anger is activating. It's like has energy to it. It is like driving emotion.
Yeah, and it's very, if you sit like in that moment of anger, there's truth. Yeah. Like it is fully true. You can't avoid it. It is like you're looking down the barrel at it, not to use a pun, but you really are. You're and so, yeah, I think that character too probably never really got angry about anything and suppressed until this point where she's like, boom,
Yeah. I mean, your point, 2 points. I mean, that's not it.
But we saw the picture. They let me release a gun picture, so not that I'm advocating gun use. Everybody.
No. Someone is yelling at me about something. Let me see. I see this little screen thingy where I can look at questions.
How play more intense characters, apparently.
Amanda, let's talk about Amanda quickly. So we don't want to keep on because you have children and things. But yes, Amanda. I worked with Amanda as an actor on a really great movie, y'all, called Space Milkshake.
That was Robin's movie.
Oh, yes. How was she for you?
So good. Mm-hmm. I mean, we're in similar places in our life too, but I think the fact that she's been an actress for so long herself, I felt like she had a real shorthand. Like I could go to her and go, like, one of the things I said to her was like, is this like real anger or palliative anger? Or do we still want her to be somewhat likable? Or do you want her to be like how I feel at 45 when something's gone wrong? And she knew what I meant. Like it was just very easy to ask her those questions and figure out what was needed. And she would come in and she would give me very, very great notes. I also liked her shots a lot. I thought her shots were super interesting. I thought she was really, really efficient because, again, she's been on a set so much. Mm-hmm. But her ability to empathize with what you needed at the time is rare.
That way. And she was really good with a lot of the action stuff. The next episode is a little bit more of an action-y episode, and I thought that she did a really skilled. And I think that this episode is kind of a turning point in the season. I mean, again, I've only seen the first episode, but this feels like a turning point in the season where the episode kind of we click something a little bit more, and they're just like more like laser focused episodes, which is great. Okay, let me see if there's any more.
I know. I love you. You guys should do. Are you guys going to go to Metropolis? Hi, girls. Superman. What else do you have?
I've got
lots of hearts and positive things. How's school going, Kristen?
I'm done school for now, but considering doing more school. I'm trying
to. You can do it forever.
Yeah, it's true.
That's exciting, actually. I know. I keep going. Oh, more people.
They'll see Emma again in town. Listen, it's possible. Listen.
Do you know what? Maybe it's Emma run amok. You can just see me down an alley somewhere.
Oh, God.
Emma? Is that you? Just complete breakdown.
Yes.
It was so fun to work with you. Oh, my God.
Oh, good. Yes. It was really, really wonderful.
Do you remember when we were doing a scene where, I just remember something late at night and we had a laugh about it.
Okay. What? Say, go ahead. Sorry.
We had a scene where we shot late at night and we were laughing about it because we hadn't done any late Fridays.
Oh, right.
For like 20 years or whatever. And we were like just kind of tired and giddy, but we were so happy because we were comparing it to Smallville and we were like, but we're in a car. We're fully clothed.
Yes. We are not in skimpy outfits.
I was like, this is so comfortable. I'm super, super sleepy.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I was so sleepy. Okay. So, I think that's good. I think we've done.
You feel good about it? I feel good about it. I think sometime we should do another Instagram live and we can talk about books.
Oh, God, yeah. We have a book. I mean, people are liking the book chats, so we can do
I'll bust in on one of your book chats.
Okay.
Talk about book chats.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, this is the one. Wait, where is it, Kristen? I'll find it. It was the book I was telling you about.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I love this, The School of Life.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Right now, this is just a bunch of essays, and it's why you will marry the wrong person. No, I'm not dark or pessimistic. I'm just curious. I've got a lot of self-help, but I also have a lot of sci-fi. So we can talk about all sorts of weird stuff.
Okay, great.
Murder mysteries, poetry, whatever.
I have a history of, I've got 2 history of witchcraft books, so.
Oh, look at this one.
It's Halloween. Ooh. So we've got to figure out how to fix our phones business.
I know. So this one is called Femina, a new history of the Middle Ages through the women written out of it.
Ooh, that's great.
It's very good. Okay. So I mix that with Way of the Warrior Kid for my kids. This is Way of the Warrior Kid. Oh, right. Teaching my children about discipline and how not to be bullies.
Oh. We like
party time.
Well.
Oh, yay. Look at us. We did it live.
Well, thank you for joining us, everyone. I will post this onto my feed and share it with Erica, and maybe she will too. And we will put warning that there's a giant spoilers.
Spoilers, like with big exclamation points.
Yes. Okay. Love you.